At the beginning of this year, I wasn't sure on the path I was going on as an artist. Yes, I wanted to do art, but what kind? My last semester at school really put that thought into mind. As I was coming up with my thesis project, I had an idea of what to do, but not the bestest narrative skill to telling it, both figuratively and through an illustration. See, my whole life I've just been drawing with no meaning to it. I draw pretty boys or pretty subjects, but there would be no story to tell. Now, of course, not every illustration requires a narrative. I mean, I draw a lot of sketches, I do a lot of fashion illustration, since it's just something I have a lot of interest in, so I do it. But I always steered away from a full illustration, particularly a full narrative illustration. I was never good at drawing, or no, that's a lie. I was never good at writing or understanding readings growing up in school. English was my least favorite subject since it just made me feel stupid. Granted, maybe my teachers weren't a help to that and made me feel even more stupid. I'd always steer away from the things that made me feel bad about myself and keep improving on the things I was already comfortable in. But as I started to get older, I realized how silly that was to continue drawing things that I was good at, but never give myself the chance to get better at the things I was bad at. Why was I walking away from something because it was hard? There was no reward upon that. The only outcome I got from it was not being good at that thing. I was just stopping myself from reaching my fullest potential. I just always assumed I wasn't meant to write. I wasn't meant to read books because I just couldn't understand it. It just wasn't my calling. But I wanted to grow. So this year I went upon myself and bought some books. I read. Even if it took me a million times to reread the sentence because I didn't understand what I was reading, I still did it. Does it take me months to finish a book? Yes, but at the very least, I still finish it. And I gain a bit more of knowledge as well with each book I read. Doing this has also encouraged me to write more. I'm not talking about like haikus or writing short stories like I know Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not trying to be... I'm an artist. But I started to write down my thoughts and feelings into a journal. Well, not particularly a journal, but rather my sketchbook. A place where ideas are already being thought out, so why not write it out before I draw it out? Also, it kind of looks aesthetically pleasing. Does it make sense most of the time? No, not at all. But do my thumbnails make sense when I first start out? No, they're just scribbles. But as time goes on and I keep rewriting my thoughts, it becomes a bit more clearer. And when that time comes, I begin to convert it into an illustration. I begin to make thumbnails for it and color schemes, a color study, whatever you have it. And doing this has made me so happy creating artwork. Creating something I never thought I'd be capable of doing. Although they can sometimes feel painful or sad, it's something that speaks the truth and holds so much more meaning. For a time, I thought that no one would really care for this type of art and no one would like it, being that all I ever did were sketches of men particularly, and that's all they were really there for. But luckily, I have lovely supporters of my art that stuck around because they love my art, regardless of what the subject may be. I have so many lovely supporters who stand by me and relate with me and these thoughts. So as I'm ending this year as a growing individual, a growing artist, I've come to terms that this is a challenge I'd like to continue pushing myself towards. No more hiding, no more fear of being seen as stupid, because I'm not. I just have yet to hone into this skill I refused to develop. I have to give myself the chance to grow and learn. So, for anyone who thinks they're untalented or stupid, that they'll never be able to draw like whoever or write like whoever, be able to understand the quadratic formula. It's not that you're stupid or you can't do it. It just takes a bit more effort, but it's not something that you can't get to. It's not something that you can't grow from. You have to give yourself more time to grow and learn. You can't judge yourself based on things you're still learning, because you're still learning. Keep going, especially if it's your passion. Just do it, because you never know where it may lead you in the future. I woke up this morning and I had no intentions of working on a video. But this is something that I've come to reflect on this past month, these past 2 months, these past 3-4 months since moving. And I finally have come up with a clear mind as to what I wanted to say for this video. So I woke up, I scrolled through TikTok, and then the words just started coming to me. So I quickly got up, started writing in my journal, and I'm happy with the outcome of what I was able to say. Hopefully it makes sense, because I always have a different language when it comes to speaking or writing. Not like particularly like a whole ass language, but the way I speak is definitely different from other people. Which is also another thing why I never wrote or really spoke my mind. But we're trying to change that. We're trying to grow, because this is a growing community. We don't shun people. We don't belittle people. We help each other grow as individuals, as creators of what you ever may have it. And yeah, thank you for listening to me and my thoughts. I hope this helped someone. I hope this helped you with whatever you may be going through your art or just in your life. And let me know down below in the comments, what are your reflections of this past year? And maybe what you would like to improve on in 2023. My God, 2023. Oh God. I'm gonna be 25 next year. Other than that, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.